I guess.
We're back. Oh shit, he's here. The podcast assassin. And he does not look happy. Now I figured a Columbus Day would have done him some good and rest, but nope. It only got him thinking. The wheel's turning.
Oh, the world is turning. The wheels are turning. The world is turning.
People are turning. You ever notice that? People are turning. A lot of fucking turncoats lately.
Yeah.
If this was the mafia, we'd be very busy. Be busy season.
Yeah.
Just saying. But podcasting loyalty, nobody gives a fuck. Other loyalty, nobody cares. There's only certain places that loyalty actually equals life or death.
Well,
This is not one of them, unfortunately.
I think Charlie Kirk, which, by the way, Charlie Kirk's birthday, has taught us that words pierce like bullets.
They are, but you know what? I still want to bring the guy on that has all the documentation that said the whole thing was set up. I know that it might be like I understand it might be discrediting to the family and the victim, and I know how we all feel. But I love to honestly pry into these minds of these people that think they have these complex fucking conspiracy theories figured out. Like 9/11 never happened. Sandy Hook was a fucking, work. This was that. Charlie Kirk did not get shot. Trump didn't get shot. There's a bunch of them. I would love to get these people on to talk with them. And where they find their sources, where's their source material? I mean, I don't think they have clearance to go to the crime scenes and start fucking doing forensics.
I would think, all these conspiracy theories, there has to be some truth behind them.
Well, yeah, I mean, things just never match up right. I mean, why doesn't Trump have a fucking... Why is Trump Air not fucking, something wrong with it? It looks perfectly fine.
There's peace in the Middle East now.
Is there?
That's what I hear.
That's just a lie. There's never been peace in the Middle East. But you know what? Where there's money to be made, there will be peace to be found.
Sure.
Yes, war creates money, but there's also, if the peace money is bigger than the war money, then people will come to terms.
And when it comes to war, we need to know who our allies are and who our enemies are.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like the Allied and Axis powers here, where everybody just fucking split down the middle and pick sides.
I'll go like this: with us, against us, and neutral. Like, you're not with us, but we have no problems with you. We'll go. But it's time to fucking decide who is on whose side. And there's different ways we can do it. We can find out and be like, oh, okay, and we can go on to different ventures. Or I could just put the dagger multiple times in the chest without a couple secrets I was told not to tell, and make it a slow turn. So a poison
dagger. Yeah, see now. Well, I'll be honest. I like the poison.
I'm trying to be Mr. Rogers here.
I like the poison dagger. Damn it! Just stick them and make it stick.
Like Eminem's once said, one shot.
Well, that's all it takes, yes. But if you blow it,
And
if you blow it, you're fucked.
If you just take a step back and know where I'm going with that.
I understand, though. I understand it all. I mean, I get it. I really do. But, at the end of the day, we've seen a lot of people come back, come and go. Some of these, I guess, are justified. I could see why things didn't turn out for the better. Like for JWO, for instance, for all intents and purposes, I can see why we all butt heads. Because there's no fucking, absolutely none, no fucking hierarchy in their organization, no fucking structure, no fucking rules, boundaries, regulations, nothing. And everybody just uses everybody, outside of the group.
I will say this with everything that went on. I am generally sorry that everything went to shit, one way or another.
The only one I'm sorry for, or sorry to, and that I actually would still hold a little allegiance to and be nice to and cordial to, is he actually never fucked me over once. And that would be TJ Tucker. Tucker never fucked me. Tucker never fucking threw me under the bus. Tucker only put me up when people were talking about going to war with different people. Tucker said, everybody stand the fuck down. Tucker didn't believe in cursing. Tucker didn't believe in dark magic. Tucker didn't believe in a lot of fucking shit that went down after he stepped out. He was a very firm believer about the law of three, and that if these people were going to curse the enemies, it was going to come back and bite them.
I would have a conversation with TJ, a cordial. What's up?
I don't think he does anything anymore, but I mean, I still see once in a while he likes my post. He'll comment. I comment back. I never had an issue with TJ. But TJ wasn't part of the issue. He wasn't even on our network. He never actually transcended over. He was already kind of MIA when we grabbed the JWO. He always would say to us, hey, I'm the wrestler. You do what you do. I do what I do. You're the podcasters. He didn't want his own show. He didn't want all that. We offered it to him. We offered him his whole platform. President of the fucking JWO. That's fine. He didn't decline with disrespect. He didn't decline by calling you a fucking, pedophile or something stupid. He just said no. Now, I believe these other people attack you and attacked me, and then plus what happened with Joe and everything else. There is a lot of just non-trust. But that's just one group of fucking people. But I can see why there's no trust. I can see why things aren't working out or why things won't. But some of these people that have turned their back on us or fucking have given us the side eye, I honestly just don't fucking get it, Rick. I just don't. I would love to be amused or entertained or enlightened or whatever you fucking want to call it, but it's just, I don't get it.
Here, we have a quick little segment right now called Guess the Numbers. Versace, how much money have you spent sponsoring independent promotions and matches in independent wrestling?
From what's the dates?
Right, just in general, how much do you actually spend? Ballpark, it doesn't have to be.
I would say ballpark, give or take, between 5 and 6K.
5 to 6K
over the last 5 years, yeah, since 2021.
That's deserves respect. That's the respect that you.
But does it? I mean, they got sponsors that give 5K all at once. Here you go. I mean, granted, I'm not a national sponsor. I'm just a single person with a family and a kid, and I do all this outside of everything else I do. Yeah, you would think it would deserve something or some kind of commendation. But again, sponsors make the world go around, and that's how wrestlers get to put on shows with talent and not have to lose their shirt
How do you know
every
these
single
sponsors?
show.
How do you know these sponsors drop that much money?
How do I know what?
How do you know sponsors, like big sponsors, drop more money? It could just easily just be you get the same
Well,
wage.
it honestly all they might not be. It might be just be a better name than Versace Stoner or VSW podcast. It might be just a bigger known name, and that would bring more clout. I mean, honestly, I don't know what people pay. I know what I've done with wrestlers and wrestling promotions as far as bringing in talent. And with some of the companies, they'll tell me, exactly what that talent costs. So then I bring that in. Obviously, someone like Cardona is going to be a lot more money than somebody like, Zilla was, for instance. So I was able to sponsor Zilla in Limitless, but I couldn't even come close to personally probably sponsoring. I mean, I could have done it. Let's not shit, but I didn't want to drop $4,500 fucking dollars on Cardona.
Yeah.
I mean, what benefits that's going to get me unless I'm banging Chelsea, honestly.
Yeah, really.
I'm at that level now. Like, I don't even give a fuck. To me, these people are all carny cocksuckers. So, you want to bring your girls on and make them look hot so you can sell more tickets, fine. But I'm also going to womanize them and look at them like objects. Because you treat them like objects. You had good women in the industry like Masha Slamovich, and you fucking demonized the girl. Why? Because she's Russian? I'm telling you, that's why. It has nothing to do other than that she's fucking Russian. If she was if Masha Slamovich was a white blonde-haired girl, she would have been the victim.
I agree with you. I'm not saying I don't.
But everybody's saying, the Russian women are known to be tempered and hot-tempered and crazy and this and that. Okay, but you know what? The Russian men are known not to be bitches and fucking complain and whine that their woman is beating them. Have you ever seen a fucking Russian bitch like that? Look at Russians in general. Look at, like, Putin. Look how he presents himself. You think he would cower to go online to scream that his wife's fucking slapping him? Come on. We live in a weak nation, Vic.
Yep, I hear you. We do. I did not disagree with you. I agree with you 100% totally. Nikki Bella kind of proved that.
Nikki Bella did prove that. I mean, because Nikki Bella's famous and is fucking whatever, she was able to walk away from all charges. Some wrestlers got crucified, but yet Josh Briggs gets a fucking contract. I mean, everything is fucking so weird in wrestling that you honestly don't know who's blowing who, because that's where it all stems from. Somebody's getting a blowjob. Somebody made a fucking power move.
Our sponsor tonight's NXT tonight. Main event is Matt Cardona versus Josh Briggs.
Is it?
It is.
I wonder if the 14-year-old girl that he thought he was talking to is going to be in the crowd. The worst part is when I went to another show, another wrestler drew cheap heat going, why am I sitting here? Why aren't I in the WWE? Because they let some other pedophile in there. And fucking, I put that clip up. It was doing so good in numbers, and the promoter of the promotion told me to take it down if they run a kids-friendly show and I can't show that. I'm like, not my fucking problem. I mean, I'll do it once out of respect, but next time, control your fucking workers. If you don't want shit up. It was a good line because it's true. Half of these people all shared a locker room with Briggs, and yet Briggs got in, but yet he was fucking talking to an underage girl. No, she wasn't underage. She was an adult older, but she was pretending to be, and he didn't know she was pretending. So that makes you a fucking weirdo.
How long ago was this, the clip?
How long ago? It was 2020.
It was back in 2020? I was going to say, like, if it was these days, you could just say, like, I'll take it down, respect, then you pass it over to me, and I'll put it up in my channels.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Oh, I still have those clips. I'll give you the clips. Fuck it.
It's funny because it's not like they can't go after you.
No. Then you tag Josh Briggs in it.
I would. Fuck it, I don't care.
I just don't know how he got under the rug or people forgot. I mean,
I forget a lot of people I fucking don't understand.
but I mean, then again, you got totally dissed the other day by, well, I think we both did, by Johnny Pierce, just basically being like, yo, your show doesn't work out for me.
That was disappointing.
That was disappointing. Because there's a person that I believed in when no other promoter believed in him. People would tell me stay away. People would tell me suck. People were like, I don't want to use him. I got the owner of, Proven Ground telling me, yo, stay away from Johnny Pierce. I would never use him. It's cool that he's in NCW, but I don't like him. He has a bad attitude. I got other people telling me he's got bad attitude. And I haven't had this issue. So I'm just like, whatever. I like this kid. He's being nice to me. More importantly, he's being nice to my kid. And we get to talking and shooting the shit, and he has me make some Pierce designs. He has Pierce City this and Pierce that, and he wanted Pierce City like Circuit City. I did that one. I did a few other ones, nothing crazy, but, kept friendly. We had him on our show a few times. I had him on my own show a few times. I've bought merch. I've always shared his shit. I think, he was one of the people that, in this generation and era of wrestling that I think he was going somewhere. Him, Diego Alvarez, there's a few others of that class that I think are making it and they're going to go somewhere. It was very disconcerting to see that happen because honestly, I don't go out and make these shows to try to insult or to ruin a wrestler's career or to make them feel uncomfortable. I don't really, honestly, truly bring on the females to make them feel sketched out or weirded out. And I've never had anybody accuse me of that before either.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've had some pretty gritty conversations. More so on your show than VSW. VSW, for all intents and purposes, pretty much PG, except for the language. But we've had some wild episodes. We've had people coming on,
Oh, you usually have the shield. Just like, I'm just going to ride the victor wave. I would never use a VSW. I'm the good guy. I'm the good twin. Go my evil twins. Yeah, I was part of the evil twin. But I'm the good twin.
But it's not even.
You're putting money into the NBC, though. I mean, you had to be like more professional than I think.
Well, no, it's just that the shows have always run two separate ways. I mean, my show was always very much protect the industry. It didn't matter if it was bad or good, and your show was always let the truth be told, regardless of what it did. Two totally different agendas. So I would inadvertently, I would make sure I don't get anything with drama. I would make sure that I don't get anybody that would talk shit. I would make sure that I don't have any of those people on the show because I didn't want the industry to look bad. I wanted the new person that was tuning into indie wrestling to say, this is the shit. Let me go to a show. You got to remember, I'm kicking in $1,000 almost a year. I want to see people go to these shows. I want my name out there. If people don't go to the show, they're not going to know my name. So I did everything in my power to try to promote every single show that I possibly could in the best way possible. Sharing, fucking talking about it, fucking preview shows, review shows, whatever you want to do. Wasn't enough, though. Wasn't enough, Vic. Wasn't enough.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. I mean, not one promotion could have been like, want to work with you. Like
Once Focus Pro let me do the commentary for the pre-show match. I know it's not a huge thing, but it was cool.
I bet you it was cool. But it's just like, that's what it may be.
Joe wanted to work with me and just to fuck me over. And you know what? That whole thing pissed me off because here's a guy that I saw have all this idea and energy and me wanting to be, do something with wrestling. Said, let's go. And when I see that he was struggling financially, I had no reservations about saying, hey, let's change things a little bit here, okay? Instead of you running everything and making total profit, how about you pay for the ring? You pay for the venue. and I'll pay for all the talent. And at the end, we'll split the ticket cost or whatever, whatever it evens out to be, we'll do a percentage. If it's 60-40, whatever the money is, at least way I get my money back if I sell tickets. And, you know, we can keep running shows. It won't be such a burden to one person. And plus, me and my friend were booking for the shows anyways. It just would have made more sense. Nope, decline, shut down. He'd rather shut down the company than allow me to fucking pay for the talent and bring people in that I wanted to bring in, because all of a sudden I was bringing in decent people. I was bringing in a few names, but I was also willing to pay for a few names. Yeah, we brought in Brother Greatness, but I got you to sponsor him. Yeah, you saved fucking the guy $100, and he was still shitting on you. Oh, fuck Victor. Fuck Victor. He's making fucking bogus accounts and hitting you and pinging you like a fucking 2-year-old. And you're throwing him $100 for his company, and he's pinging you and bullshitting with you. And he had an account. He had a fake account. And all because you were downing the ID program. But you still helped. You still gave them money. You still did what you had to do with that.
The fucking opinion I have doesn't mean I hate people. Doesn't mean it's like fucking I prefer like Wendy's over McDonald's. Doesn't mean I don't like people who prefer McDonald's over Wendy's. We have two different tastes, two different standards. I don't like one thing. Oh well, what's next?
But you'll probably eat up both of them and Burger King if offered.
Yeah, probably. That's what my son wants.
That's the thing. Wrestling's like the same way. You might hate WWE. You don't hate WWE. You might dislike WWE. Hate the company, dislike the product. There's a difference. But if it's on, if somebody has, hey, you want to check out this, you'll listen to it or watch it. Most likely.
Yeah.
Would you go out and necessarily pay for it? No. But if you went to a friend's house and they're watching the latest pay-per-view, and hey, you want to watch this? You'd probably say, yeah, why not? It's not like something that you can't stand. Nice. Again, at the end of the day, we don't really hate WWE, the product. We hate everything the product that stands behind, the backstage of it. What it built the product, the house that it stands on. It's not the guys and girls that are out there today. It's the people that paved the way. It's the management, the leadership, the ownership.
And in the fucking sports, it's called the Disney of all sports. You have the characters.
Yeah, but I mean, even Disney World doesn't. Even Disney World gives a break. These people are now doubling prices, tripling prices. Like, come on.
I'm saying that these are the ones. These fairy tale people, the characters, are the ones that's controlling our country. That's what's fucking crazy about it. It's like,
that's why
what's next? Tinkerbell's going to fucking run the fucking Secretary of Defense.
Well, that's why you see people that don't believe Charlie Kirk was killed. That you don't see people that believe these things, because who knows? We're in a world stage of fucking cinematic tension.
How much damage is that going to cause?
But
I implore everyone listening to this, if you want to know a hack, if you were a friend of mine, I would tell you right now, if you get a letter, if for some reason your Social Security benefits get cut down to half, I call and complain, because this is what they're going to do. They're going to cut it down, and they're going to hope. Okay, every 10 people, how many of those 10 people will actually call and complain? Probably 4. So
well, that's how you beat the creditors, because if you actually ask them to prove the information and what you did, and if you owe this money, they have only a certain amount of time to send you a letter back, and if they don't do it, the debt actually gets absolved. It's no longer yours if they don't respond in that certain daytime. Now, how many times do people actually call into the creditor? Not very often. So sometimes you can get through it and beat it. Speaking of creditors, they're on you right now. God damn it!
They are after me. God damn it.
Fucking, I told you to pay that company card. Fucking shit. That's why if you want to help us pay our company card, please always feel free to leave donations. We accept Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Pay, all of the fucking grifter apps. We will take it. We will take it and put it right to the show. That's what we do if you want to. And we don't, just take your money. We actually work with you too. We will shout you out. We'll do whatever you want. You want a commercial, you want to be known, you want to be famous, you want to be on the show, you want to interview Victor Sin, you want Victor Sin to interview you. You want to be part of one of the episodes where we interview someone that, let's say you have a favorite wrestler, let's say you have a favorite musician, let's say you have a favorite somebody, and we end up interviewing, you want to be part of that show, we allow that. We have all sorts of VIP perks for people that actually have donated in the past. And we're not talking large sums here. $5. $5 measly dollars. You can't even buy fast food for $5. Can't rent a movie for $5. Can't definitely go to the movies for $5. But you can do a bunch of cool stuff for VTV, Sinners and Saints, and all of that with $5 and get a bunch of perks. We're gonna have shirts coming soon and other merch that is gonna be exclusively given only to donors. And we want you guys to be part of the ride. It's kind of like one of those films you see get made and everybody kind of kicks in, but they get credits and producer credits and all this. It's the same kind of thing. And believe me, I don't know what that was, but something just pinged me. That was weird. What is going on here? Hold on, folks. Sorry about that. Had to take that, folks. Sometimes people message, call, do things. But yes, we were talking, and there is some people that threw shade our fucking way. And some of it may be justified. Some of it's very unjustified. Some of it's just a slap in the goddamn face. Me personally, what are you going to do? You spend some money in wrestling, cool. I did. I spent some money. I sponsored shows. There's been some that I've really enjoyed, and I'm proud to do so. There's some that I've done, and I regret doing them because I wasn't treated right. There's others I got screwed. There's others that I'd probably do again if given the opportunity. You got to remember right now, I'm not sponsoring wrestling, not because I don't believe, because I'm doing other things. I'm taking that $300 to $500 and putting it into films and equipment and into budgeting and actors, actresses, sound, all of that. Making shorts, making films, making things takes money. Also going to a lot more conventions, doing a lot more horror stuff. Stuff that I've been wanting to do and just kind of held back because I was sponsoring. I was sitting going to shows. I'll go to Focus Pro next week. I have no issues going to shows. I like those shows. Focus Pro is one of my still favorite brands out there. What they do is still different. Regardless of how they feel about me, regardless of what they think of me, regardless of any business that we've done or would have done or didn't happen, I still think they're a top tier brand in this industry. I urge everyone to go get their tickets to the Widowmaker and go out there next weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Bud's Goods is always there. You can get a raffle ticket for $5. Get a fucking pre-roll. You can go outside, smoke a little, chill. Matches are always on point. Joey Janela versus Bayside is going to be a blast. But like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not bitter about shit. I don't know if Vic is, but he might be. There might be some other things that he, has other issues with. I haven't had the same experiences 100% of the time. Not since up until late. I think earlier on in our podcasting careers or whatever, I think we had very different experiences. I think Vic was kind of shunned a little and turned away a little bit, dicked around a little bit. And me, I was not, because I was kind of direct. It got right to the point with a lot of companies that we're doing business. This is what we're doing. And I was also on the ground a lot more on, ad shows, talking to promoters, talking to owners, talking to freaking wrestlers, getting people to say, hey, this is what VSW is. Will you want to join it? Do you want to do it? I know Vic was going to some shows. I don't know if he went to as many as me. I can't say the beginnings because, like I said, very different. I was getting rumors and people hitting me up, asking me and telling me that Limitless, was screwing over podcasters, taking their money and never, doing anything with it. And I honestly told this person that it's not. I mean, if it is happening, that sucks. Hate to see it, but it hasn't happened to me. I had nothing but good experiences, and that's the truth. That's not me lying. That's not me whitewashing. That's not me trying to, suck up to anybody. I haven't had those experiences. Within any, regional reason this call is screwed over. I mean, is anybody perfect? No. Is there sometimes mishaps? Yes. Are they annoying? 110%. Sometimes they're even fucking just, you even get mad. But a mishap is a mishap. This happens in any kind of thing you do. Nothing you can do about that. But other times it's a blatant screw over. Or sometimes the prices are too high. Pricing, gouging is not good. Because, I mean, if you want to sponsor, cool. But if you're sponsoring a talent, he's 150. Why are you paying $3? And then, where's that other 150 going? And then what, a lot of the sponsorships I've done have been up front. This is what you're getting, and this is their booking cost. And this way I know. And then I know that they're telling the truth because I've sponsored them in other places. It's been the same. Or vice versa. So I do look at it like that. But no, there is some other people though now lately that have been giving us both kind of some shit, and I'm just kind of figuring out why. Never did nothing to use, A lot of the people that have beef with me, I buried the hatchet. At one time, me and Mac Attack, we were having issues. Something, misinformation or whatever. And to be honest, we corrected it. Thanks to also a good friend, Ray Ranson, who helped play middleman and keep peace and do some talking. He kind of cordially got everybody back together to talk. Are we best friends? No, but nobody's hating on each other. And that's kind of, where we've been at. There's been other wrestlers too that I've kind of reconciled with that have, might have thrown me shade in the past. Or maybe I thought they did and whatever. And I'm over it. So I don't get what we have done. I don't know who we pissed off. I don't know who he's pissed off. If it's not me, then maybe it's him. And that's what I've been kind of told before too, that it's not you, it's Vic. And if that's the case, then tell me why. I mean, I don't think Vic is intentionally going out to fucking piss people off, unless he is, and then he is. That's the nature of the beast. But I don't think that's the case. I'm hoping people can shed some light on this. Especially when he comes back. I want to get to the bottom of this. I do want to get to the bottom of this. If he ever comes back. Those creditors must have him online. He must owe thousands in debt. I think he was charging his sponsorships. That's the problem. Never charge a sponsorship. If you have the money to do it or you don't, never charge it. Never, ever charge it. But I've never, when I've chosen to sponsor or when I picked the company to sponsor, I picked the show to sponsor. It's never been a blind sponsor. I've done research on the company, on the people, on the person. And it's always been a company or somebody that I've been proud to work with. I've never taken that. I'm going to sponsor this just because it does well, even though I don't really like it or care for it. I've never been one of those people. I've only sponsored companies that I believe in, the core, the team, whoever the promoter is and the bookers are and all of that. I will, stand behind that when I sponsor it. And I believe in those people. But if I don't, then I don't, and I won't sponsor. I won't even answer the calls. There's been people that have hit me up, and I've said, no, I don't even answer. I don't respond. And there's been, I know, choices that have surprised people. Why the fuck you sponsoring them? They're fucking... And it's just like, you want to know why, honestly? Because they came to me in a very professional manner with a lot of respect and asked me in a very nice way. It wasn't an arm and a leg. It wasn't anything fucking to take me to the cleaners. And it did just enough mutual beneficial that it worked. It wasn't anything for any other reason. And then that's what, sometimes it is. If I have a little extra cash laying around, somebody hits me up or they need something, then sometimes it happens. I've been known to just sponsor a wrestler on the fly from a show that I'm going to just because I have it, and why not? I'm helping. Because if I'm going to a show, most likely now at this point, I'm invested in the product. I don't go to shows because I like the wrestling. I go because I'm invested in the product. Not financially, but just I'm invested. I want to see where you're going with it, what you're doing with it. It intrigues me. Like Focus Pro, I'm very invested in what they do. So, why not help out? It doesn't hurt. It keeps shows running. And that's the other part Vic didn't really ask, why were we sponsoring in 2020? What the fuck were we doing? Wasn't the world and it's like, look, the world was in complete shambles. It was in shit. We know that. We remember that, okay? Money was tight for a lot of people. Not everybody was getting a fucking stimulus. Not everybody was getting all these bonus checks every month. Not everybody was even having a job. A lot of people were deemed, had to stay home. A lot of people lost work. Hours weren't the same. Things weren't the same. Wrestling was definitely not the same. And if this was, it's one thing you take away if these people weren't working on their regular job, then now you're taking away their weekend work. It was rough for a lot of folks, and not only just financially, because that's only a part of it. Really, honestly, I think mentally it was hurting people even more because they love to be part of the wrestling scene. They that's their passion. They're wrestlers, and so with that, I think they started to it was depressing. So I started buying t-shirts, simple act. T-shirts, gave people a little extra money. A few people I bought cameos from, indie guys. Just to show support. If they had any giveaways, private auctions. Anthony Green got picked up. I went into a private auction and bought a few things. Bought a bunch of shit from him through Facebook. Really tried to support Anthony Green. He's another one that kind of looks at me as just a fucking dumb mark. Treats me like shit, but I do respect for what he has done in the industry, and I'll never down him because at the end of the day, there's a guy that's out there doing and living his dream. He's working what he's supposed to work. And that's what, I think I'm going to actually explain to Vic is that it's in the wrestler's nature to work you. Anthony Green's kind of a perfect example. I mean, from what I met, he's a pretty nice guy. Could he have done more? Probably. But he kept me at a dumb Mark fan because that's where the line gets drawn. We're not wrestlers. We're not, in that world. We're just, at this point, I don't even know, really, what a podcaster is in the wrestling world. It'd be under a journalist. You think journalists would come under people like, Chris Van Fleet and such. So podcasts would be probably under there, somewhere under the media range, but not quite part of the show. They're not going to know every in and out unless you've worked on the show or worked on a show or worked part of shows or done certain things. I've done a few things, but, it's different. But if every wrestler broke down the barrier with the fan, you wouldn't have no barriers, and that wouldn't be good either. Because I mean, just think about it. You don't go to a major league sport to just see someone that's just average or just coolio. It's more like you're going to see someone that's larger than life or a superstar or somebody big, somebody good. They have almost like an aura about them that stardom. It's the difference between a Hollywood star and a fucking, a Joe Schmo. It's like that person's known, they're famous. And you can't really, change that. So if, everybody's too friendly at the wrestling shows and everybody's a fan and the wrestler is almost on the same level, then there's none of that looking up to anybody. And this can kind of create a paradox, or kind of create an issue, rather. Not really a paradox, wrong word, but an issue. Because, yes, you want to be friendly and cool because it's the indie scene, but yet you want to go and see your heroes, and it's like, wait a minute, but they're, it gets weird. And so that's why I think lines are drawn. But again, does it have to be like that with everybody? No, there's individuals out there that you can tell secrets to, and they're not going to go and blow a gasket. Like, we knew that Dijak was returning to Blitzkrieg the night or two before it actually happened. Did we go running and spilling these and leaking these things? No. I know when I was sponsoring every freaking, almost every week, I had every card almost in the area that I was sponsoring. I had the win, I didn't have the winners and losers, but I had, matches, all the matches up front. So I got usually first dibs in a lot of the promotions that I worked with. And, they would just ask me nicely, please don't share. None of these matches have been released yet. We're trying, whatever it is. I never released a match in my life before. I mean, go through them, pick the ones I want, send them off. Cool. At least I know the card. But I would never tell anybody that. I never would run a show about it, say, hey, this is the card. I was actually very careful when running, preview shows to make sure I was able to tell and name all the matches that I had named, because in case I knew something that wasn't announced by accident and got confused. And also I made sure that I had all the latest information. I tried to message and work with a lot of the promoters that I was running the shows with. So, I mean, it's something totally different nowadays, though. They don't have those, relationships with the wrestling promoters like I did. But that's where I think, I don't know if I take it more personal. I take it a little bit more to heart when I see shit or when I feel shit happening, because I was buddy with a lot of people. A lot of people, talk to me, and I respected a lot of people. I looked up to them, whether it was the promoters, whether it was the promotion, whether it was their champions, the wrestlers, whoever it was, I looked up to them. They meant something to me. I put them larger than life. I had some guys in my mind that were on the indie scene in New England so high in a pedestal that they were, more important to me than going to see an HBK or a fucking Triple H or whatever was happening there didn't even exist. I wanted to see the Stephen Lust and the Mike Monteras and the freaking Dirt City Murder Crews and the Dick Lanes and all these people that were in this area just doing fun shows and shit. That's where my passion was. That's where it had me. You know, the first like 3 years of my indie wrestling, watching it, my favorite wrestlers were simple. It was Dick Lane, Pimp Daddy Apple, Cinnamon, and Isana. And I mean, what more do you want out of that? You have a really good, strong mid-card champion, could be world champion. He had one of the best tag team artists in the game. Plus, he had just that coolest gimmick with the fucking. And it didn't even last long, but he came out the megaphone. It's your boy back again, Pimp Daddy Apple, Cinnamon, back again. It's your boy back again. And then Isana was a suplex sweetheart, master of suplexes, down to earth. All these three were very cool to meet, talk with, chill with, hang out with. Shit, I even smoked weed with Dick Lane. I bought a cameo from P Deck. Isana, every time I see her, I'll try to give a hug because she's one of those people that just honestly makes you like wrestling because they have the passion for it. They're not making big bucks in this industry. They're not making the thousands of dollars. They're not millions of dollars, any of that. They're not making, huge money, but they have a passion for this sport. Still are some of my three favorite wrestlers. Obviously, I got to learn a lot more about wrestling and other people and checking out other promotions. But, it didn't really have to, like I said, I still respect those three. There's a lot more I still do respect. People out there that I do still respect, and that's why I think, me and Vic got to find out, well, who doesn't respect us back and who's really our enemy and who's really our friend. I don't even know if he's going to come back, but he might. He might.
Pay for plane.
Go listen to a little music while we wait.
God. He a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for
your life. But no, let's honestly, we'll get to the heart of it though. It's the truth though. A lot of mixed emotions when it comes to. There's been a very hurt relationship. Like I was saying, Vic, earlier, when I started, there was I had my three favorite wrestlers were P Deck, Dick Lane, and Isana, and I'll still give Isana a hug every time I see her because she's one of those people that just makes you enjoy wrestling because they're not making money. All three of those people, they're not making a lot of money, but they love to do what they do and they have fun with it. And they're not grifting, they're not grafting, they're not stealing, they're not trying to gouge, they're not trying to take. Like I was saying earlier, someone that I really respect in this industry, Anthony Green, he treats me like a piece of shit, like a fucking dirtbag, scumbag, fucking, just an average Mark fan. And it's funny because I spent, at least another $500 to $1,000 on him via merch, buying stuff in private auctions, on Facebook, pro wrestling tees, in person, maybe even $2,000 with the t-shirt cost, because $20 a shirt, and I have about 20 shirts of his and Avers at the time. But that's the thing. It's like I get it. For some people, they need to do that. They need to put the barricade up, right? And this is what I was talking about while you were gone. If we don't have the barricade, what are we going to wrestling for? You go to a wrestling to see someone better than you. You go to a sport to see someone, a celebrity. If everybody's cool with each other at a show, then what are we really going there for? It's just a fucking community event.
It wasn't for fandom for us. It was fandom for our kids as well. Like showing our kids something cool. Let them grow into the wrestling business. Let them become,
But no, but what I'm saying is not every fan needs to be dumbed down and treated that way. There's people legitimate. Like I've been given stuff and information that I've never leaked. I'm not a leaker. But other people have, and so it's just it should be treated on a fucking basis. We haven't really gotten a fair shake. At least not recently. I mean, in the beginning, like I said, I was treated really, really good, and then over the years, I think it's just gone downhill. I don't know how it was for you in the beginning, but in the last few months, been the same. These people out there are just treating us like fucking assholes.
It's like they can do whatever the fuck they want, and that's how I feel like right now. Doesn't mean I have to support them. Doesn't mean I have to promote them. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Johnny Pierce wants to say, our show's not good for him, whatever that's fine. I get it. But all I know is he didn't move the needles for us. So, sorry, Johnny. It is what it is. Wish you luck. But I'm tired about just begging people to come back. I'm tired of people thinking we're pushovers. When we're starting to, we're just trying to be taken seriously. And we have not been since day one. We cannot grow in the industry because certain people weigh us down. For what? Oh, because he says it to hurt my feelings. I can say a lot more things that hurt people's feelings, to tell you the truth. And I don't. I can say a lot more.
Well, no, I mean, like I said, earlier, if you want to put up that barrier, I get it. There's a fan barrier, right? But not every fan it should be treated the same. There's people that are halfway in. Now, we wrestlers, no. We in the industry, no. But I would call us we're in journalism. We're journalists of the wrestling industry. That's what a podcaster is. We're a little bit under a written journalist. We're not quite the Van Fleets. But fucking, we do, we're not in the business. We're not in the industry. We're not one of them. But we do get very close. I was one of them for a little bit, but, for
It's like he's an
various
asshole.
promotion. But we rub elbows with these guys and girls. And again, you think we would get treated a little bit differently.
It could be like he's an asshole. They're an asshole. But can you make money from the asshole? If yes, then your saying goes, keep your friends close but your enemies closer.
Well, then that's why everybody don't care. They want us to come to a show because they know we're assholes and they know we can spend money. So we're not poor assholes. So they will invite us and they'll want us to come and sponsor. But at the end of the day, they want us to sponsor and do this, but they don't really want us to do anything else. They're not going to come on the show. They're not going to represent us. They're not even going to mention us or shoot us out or say, what a great job this show does. But they'll take your money.
No, if you treat us that way, they're assholes, but we have money. We have money to spend. If you're gonna be like, oh well, he's too person, that's not bad person. It's known as, what do you run? A charity, or do you run a business? Because we run a business. That's what it comes down to. That's why if you give some Massachusetts promotion, if the promoter had changed gears and do something different, could he? Maybe. Can we? Podcasting? Yes. We're more durable.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what it's all about. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of things just have been weird lately. That Johnny wasn't the only one. There's other people that just don't associate anymore.
The bottom line is the way that we've been treated, we did not fucking deserve that. We do not.
I don't believe.
We gave our opinion. News dropped. We're journalists. We're part of the media. What do you want us to do? Keep our mouths shut?
But
Okay,
what did you?
who
I
pays the
mean,
bills?
what?
Who pays the bills? You don't, Mr. Limitless. You don't, Mr. Blitzkrieg. So therefore, we gotta do what pays our bills, that feeds our family. You don't like it, then you pay for it.
Well, I mean, do you think we lost a lot of this respect because of the Charlie Kirk stuff? You know, you were pretty vocal about not supporting the guy, but you know, you weren't joking about his life either being taken. Do you think that hurt some of this?
Oh, Charlie Kirk, it's fucking. I never said, oh, his wisdom will fucking live on forever, or his, fucking.
No,
I said,
you mourned him though. You mourned him.
What?
You mourned him.
Yeah, I mourn him because he was a father. He was someone that, he used his First Amendment right. What do we do when we podcast? We use our First Amendment rights.
We do, yes.
Don't think you get a hand like for a cock's coming out there. Like you took the cock out here. Yep. And there he goes. Yep. Boom. That's the Versace cock. That's the Jason mask. Sometimes sex dungeon.
It's the blue mask though. That's not even the good mask. This is the good mask. This is the one that's all signed up. That's the blue mask, the one where the guy Roy wore when he found his kid killed. He put on the blue mask.
Show kids. Go back for a second. Go back for a second. Show the mask one more time.
The blue one?
The one with the autographs.
Oh, the one with the autographs.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Where's the Braun Strowman autograph going to be on it?
If he gets it, it's going to have to go. Let's see. What do we got? Right there is Derek Mears, who played in 09. So it would have to go somewhere down here in chronological order. Or we just treat Braun Strowman like a Rob Zombie Halloween or something, or like a 2018 Halloween even more, and we don't accept it as being canon because Braun Strowman shouldn't be a fucking horror villain unless he's gonna go and do cons and shit. But he can't charge more than fucking movie stars, so I don't really know how that's gonna work. I really don't think he should be it. I don't think that there's no reason for Jason, who has, been wandering the fucking woods for who knows how many years now, to be getting that jacked and big. This is where the real fun happens, folks.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Why do I every time I see like a body being sliced in half, the only thing I can think of, like I see that, is when was the last time I had steak? That's the question.
I eat steak while I do this. I eat steak. Well, I had steak last night.
How do you like your steak?
I actually like my steak well done, believe it or not.
Oh, you like roadkill?
Yeah, pretty much. I like that shit cooked up.
Oh fuck, I like it. Like I want the blood dripping.
Yeah, no, I really don't on the fucking meat. It's weird. But I've also had food poisoning twice too from undercooked food, so I'm like, fuck it.
Dude, you weren't around when the time I had E. coli. No.
I haven't gotten E. coli though. It's no fucking fun.
It's no fun. I mean, it was the height of the podcasting with Max, Scotty, and all, and I had fucking E. coli.
But it didn't kill you.
And of course, those guys, they didn't fucking know. So it was like everything got shut down for 3 weeks.
Oh, here's your boy Pickles.
How many championships has Mr. Pickles won?
Oh, Victor! Victor! Join the JWO.
Dude, I just don't like clowns in general.
Oh.
Sorry, not sorry. Don't like clowns.
Probably gonna get a ban for fucking Mr. Pickles jerking off on your show, just to let you know. Be like, strike 3! Coming in hot.
What else is fucking new these days?
I want a VCR. I want to watch this on tape. I got it on cassette tape. Terrifier 3. I also got Texas Chainsaw on cassette tape. I want to watch them in like fucking lo-fi, You can barely make out the faces. I think that's when shit was more scarier.
I'm like a hiccup away from investing in my own website and just calling it Area 69.
You do that.
Like Area 51, but it's
Well,
like,
yeah.
yeah, you know how it is. Have
And
you
it's,
ever realized that the songs from Megadeth actually ring true?
I have not, but I'm not surprised if they have or not. I mean,
He
the
sells.
musicians, a lot of them were part of the scene of Hollywood, or not Hollywood, but of the upper fucking echelon of society. So you got to figure that they knew the same architectural plans as any of the other people knew. Except they don't make cartoons about it like Simpsons and shit. They made songs about it.
Before I forget, Mr. Horror Man, with during this horror challenge, saw a horror movie the other night, which I wanted to see if you've seen before and what's your take on.
What is it?
The newest remake of Child's Play.
The now okay, this the TV series
Not the
or like
TV
the
series.
whole reboot. The whole reboot.
It was like a whole reboot, but it was like a Korean guy, to go into factories, got pissed off or something and erased all the fucking safety shit on
Yeah,
the
no, I understand what they did there. I
I would say
understand
if you
why
see
they
it.
did that, but at the end of the day, that Chucky was not even a Chucky. Like that wasn't scary. Chucky was a fucking. You got to remember, Charles Lee Ray was a killer, a criminal, a petty thief. Fucking, he liked sex. He liked girls. He had a girlfriend. He was fucking the killy girl. Like he was killing people. Like he was a sick fucking dude. And he was into dark arts, and he knew that if anything happened, he was going to transfer his soul. He was into this shit.
Yeah,
Had nothing to do with computers, had nothing to do with fucking tech. Had he not landed in a, they tried to make, I think, that techie and try to go against, like, almost like Megan or something, which was an AI fucking robot. It's like, no, Chucky's, you don't understand. Chucky wasn't because it was a robot or because it was a toy. Chucky was scary because it was a fucking killer inside of a toy body. It was a killer controlling this thing. It was a killer spirit.
I thought it was a. It's like other movies before. You take away the title and name it something else. It was entertaining, but you try to
Yes,
cosplay.
yes. I
You
mean, if you
compare
try
it
to,
to
if you do not try to compare it apples to apples with Child's Play, the original, even the TV series, which I think they did really well.
it was a good movie. It was a cute movie.
The only thing I don't like about Chucky is I think one of the people that played the person that played him, not the voice, but played him, ended up being a fucking pedophile.
As I knew you were gonna say that. These days it's just known as you say like, "Hey, you hear about this guy?" I just know right now this guy's a good.
But he's dead, anyways. I think I don't know actually if he's dead, but he was outed as a pedophile. But he only played the person. He didn't do the voice. The
Yeah,
person that did the voice is still good. And I think the person that did the voice started to do the body later on. I think he did in the show. I'm not sure.
I think I'm getting like softer in my old age because I heard about that pedophile that got beaten in prison.
Yeah, and what you feel bad for him?
It was just like it was just kind of like, why are we cheering someone's death?
Because that's the because that's what fucking prison does. Prison cleans itself out. So if you don't get, whatever happens to you, your karma is you're going to jail. They do not even the hardest killers in jail that are killed on the streets and sold drugs to do this, most of the time have done so to either protect their family or they'll still protect a small kid. They would never fucking do anything like that. These people that are going in there raping and molesting children have no fucking rights in jail when it comes to prisoners. Prisoners will cut them, stab them, do whatever they want. It's almost like freshman beat up day. They look forward to it, and the guards will turn their back.
It's just like it's right there. Why don't we just turn our back and say, like, okay, he's in prison, he died, okay, whatever. Not fucking celebrate it. Like,
Well,
a lot
I
of
mean,
people
what I
don't
say is,
do.
why don't you just change the fucking laws instead of putting these fucking people in jail? Put them straight to the fucking death penalty. Then we don't have to have this middleman game. Okay, they go to a shooting range. Fucking, you bring in the Charlie Kirk shooter. You let him fucking shoot him in the fucking head. You end the situation. We have no more pedophile. They're not in jail. Some criminal that's in jail isn't getting to fulfill his sick fantasy by stabbing a fucking guy.
No,
It saved taxpayers money.
Victor Sin's 2028 promise is how many bullets do you think are going
But you said we would be able to bring him to fucking Alaska and just execute him and do whatever we want with them.
like there'd be some laws where it's like you have like okay, I'm trying to think how much I don't play with guns or anything. It's like 8 bullets. Give fair to say, maybe 12. The clip.
And what? I have no idea about guns either.
But it's just known as it's like Versace stoners. You're found guilty. You must pick like 3 slots, 3 bullets. Where if they will click on you, if you don't get shot, it's like Russian roulette, so to speak. But your penalty is like how many bullets will be in the chambers.
That makes it more of a game.
I mean, they make it fucking like that. You fucking said.
I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not advocating we need to put people like that to death, even though I know a lot of people say kill your local pedophile and all this stuff. Because when it comes down to a pedophile, there's a big degree of differences. In my mind, anyways. Like, okay, like for instance, if a guy was caught with a shitload of photography or videos, but he didn't take these photography or videos, he just bought them. This was his fetish. He's sitting there in jail for 10 years. I don't believe that dude deserves to be shanked to death. But the guy fucking filming this shit and stealing kids off the streets and ruining families and fucking traumatizing children, yeah, that's his karma.
That's the 8 bullets. 8 out of the 12. Go ahead. You pick your selection. Don't worry. You have four of them. 3 shot clicks. You have a shot. No pun intended.
28 can't come fast enough. It's going to be a good year.
You know this fucking world is stacked. You know that everything is stacked. It's gone beyond who you know. It's not who you know who you blow. We've gone beyond that. People will fucking forgive, like you mentioned before, the Marsha Slamovich and Nikki Bella. It's not justice, especially under the same umbrella.
Let me ask you a question, though, Victor Sin. Let me ask you a real important question now, because we're talking about all this, and we're talking about the trend of, these pedophiles and rapists and stuff getting killed and shanked in jail and everybody going, woohoo! Now, let me ask you this. Now, here's a really important question. If Jeffrey Epstein did not hang himself and was not found dead, would somebody have tried to shank and kill him because of what he did?
You know what? This is what you do. You put security cameras and make it games. He's like, if you go on YouTube right now, if you type in like New York City Live, you see a live camera and fucking above Times Square. Fucking just put cameras up and have like gambling lines.
I mean, I would just be curious to know if he'd be treated like another pedophile or rapist, or was he considered a celebrity rapist, or was he considered too powerful, and maybe even some of the wardens in jail are on the list, and he was just been fucking put in another room.
He'll disappear. He would just disappear in the system.
So I mean, you have mafia guys that got arrested, and they were basically given, fucking a hotel room to stay in.
Yeah.
But they didn't go away for murder. They went away for fucking, racketeering, this and that. Or they were well known enough that they had enough money and power. They were able to buy their lifestyle, even in jail. I don't necessarily know that's bad. I mean, jail's jail. I don't think jail solves anything. I don't think jail honestly fucking corrects anything. I don't think a house of correction corrects anything. I don't think behaviors change. I don't think it teaches anybody, anything. Because you know what? If you didn't learn what you learned in fucking the 12 years you were in school, then you ain't gonna learn it in jail because it's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing. If you don't learn whatever you're gonna learn in school, then jail is not gonna help you.
What is it? What is it? It's Sweden. They give people like if you some people in prisons. I don't know what type of security. This could be like minimum security, but just like they give them like a fucking like retreat, like beautiful retreat waters. They go to rehab. They see a therapist, and the success rate from that has been like.
Well, I mean that makes sense, okay? I mean, let me ask you something, okay? If I'm a product of my environment, my dad beat me. My mom left when I was young. My dad beat me. Fucking, I've been on my own now since 15, running streets. I run with gangs. I run with this. I've been fucking beaten on the streets, robbed, homeless, hungry, fucking whatever. And I have to steal to live. What is gonna fucking do better for me? Where am I going to learn how to live a normal life? Back in a setting like jail where I was already living anyways, basically on the streets, or in a fucking place that says, hey, this is how life can be if you can do A, B, and C, and living in a retreat or in a fucking whatever with a half a fighting chance. And I think, that's the difference there. I think that, yes, something like Sweden would be very beneficial, something like that, because it will teach people that they don't have to be products of their environment. They don't have to. They can be better. I'm not saying that there's people out there that aren't just natural criminals, okay? Because there's people out there that you could give them, the best fighting odds in the world, and they're still gonna go and rob. But there's also people out there that are just doing these crimes because they're trying to get by. So, I mean, it's a sad state of affairs. It's like the wrestling world. Some of them are out there just to wrestle, but some of them are out there just to take advantage of people like me and you.
But the thing is, I can say fuck the wrestling world, but it's like I believe I've just cause. I'm sorry, I do. I'm trying.
I haven't really met anybody in recent days that say not fuck the wrestling world. Because when it comes to wrestling, it's always hands up with the same thing. Fuck you. Anything else I can have good conversations with, honestly, but when it comes down to wrestling, the only one that likes me in wrestling right now is Supernova Wrestling. They've asked me to still be their commentator on the 24th. Half a commentator anyway, half commentary with somebody else, another female lady.
Real fast to come out of prison, to turn around. 70% of people who come out of the United States prison get in trouble one way or another down the road. Norway, for example, which is much leaner, prison sentences and shit like that. 20%. That tells you something, but the United States prison is.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it. Prison in this country is an industry. It's a business, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We employ wardens, we employ staff, we employ parole officers, we employ probation officers. So we get fees from all these people. So it's like, well, yes, they want these people to fail.
yes.
I'm busy I'm on my show right now. Okay, another Kyra. Let's peek into the eyes of America.
With the door unlocked.
She wants us to lock the door because all these foreigners moved in and she gets nervous. I would be too, except I know the foreigners. They're not those type of foreigners. They're Russians. They're fine. I don't know what all this anti-Russian is all about, but I really am starting to get sick of it. We got about 4 or 5 Russian families that moved into this town. My son's friends with them all. The anti-Soviet freaking relations in this country has skyrocketed for no damn reason. The people are fucking lurching towards fucking nuclear war. They're like, let's just bring it on. Let's just fucking mutually destroy ourselves.
Just come down to it.
It's like, shut the fuck up, everybody. Russia is probably the second greatest country in the world.
If you did the fucking research on the World War II, so it was the Russians that fucking like was in the war. We just fucking jumped in.
First of all, we did nothing to stop the Nazis at all. We did something to stop Japan only because they fucked with us. We did absolutely nothing to stop the Nazis. We actually embraced what they were doing until it became too much. If Germany never went into Russia and went down the other way, we would all be speaking German today.
No, you're right. You are absolutely right.
But people want to forget that. They want to say, "Oh, the United States was the number one power in the world." No, all we did was protect our own land by shock and awe, by destroying the.
People want to brainwash.
They are. Well, I mean, how can you not be if you've been indoctrinized by the United States School Department, which is now run by Linda McMahon, another TV person, whose husband shits on women so they can get ahead in the world. And this lady's teaching the kids of America. It's like, I mean, really, what are we living in? What matrix is this?
To be fair, I am not faulting the fact that her husband shits on people. I am not faulting for that.
Let me ask you this,
what
though.
I am faulting for is you let that information leak out. That's the problem. We all have our skeletons in our closet. I understand that.
If you think that's bad, wait till you find out how many young males Linda McMahon's had relationships with over the years that Vince has brought home for her. Oh, look, I brought you John Cena. You don't think he hasn't provided for his wife?
Of course.
Okay, then.
Of course.
So, if that was that would be even more of the shock.
The question isn't like, has he? The question is, what age were they?
Who knows? Linda McMahon knew about the Ring Boys and they all turned their back, yet she's in the government protecting our children or teaching them education? Where's the logic? Where's the logic?
It's just
but wait a minute, though. The people like Pat Patterson are the same people that were embracing getting stabbed in jail. So really, where are we right now?
That's true.
Where are we? What are we doing? What are we watching? What are we believing in? What kind of fucking nation is this? Because nobody really knows. They just want to pick and choose, cherry pick what fits them, fits the narrative.
That's everything. That's just what's crazy part. Because growing up, we could just retreat to wrestling, and we can't anymore.
But no, I mean, down the line, it got political, which is fine. I think Hogan expedited the politicalness of wrestling.
I mean, I get no problems if someone wants like say thumbs up on a fucking Trump post. I don't care about that. But
you know what? I don't care if people praise Trump right now for the fact that he is their president. And to some people, they don't care who got voted. That's who's in power, and that's who they're going to show loyalty to. There is people out there with that mindset. They have patriotism. They don't care about really the president. They care about the country. They grew up in the fucking 50s. It doesn't really matter. Then there's people that can't stand it. They want to be the change. They want to be the voice of change. People out there that want to assassinate the dude. People out there that tried. People out there that don't give a fuck. People like me that don't even watch politics. I'll rather watch a pseudo fucking snuff film. than watch a debate.
Like, what's this like no kings fucking like
Because of the King's Day he had, when he spent all that money on a parade, people were figuring that he should have put that money towards whatever, and that he acts more like a king than a president. He's a dictator, but he's not. He's still a president. This is not fucking Cuba here.
I
This
don't
isn't
find,
North Korea.
I haven't
Okay.
seen evidence actually that fucking like would even indicate that he was a king.
It's not from him though. You got to understand the like 5% of that's brainwashed by him. The Proud Boys and all these other people that are fucking like they've hijacked Trump the same way they hijacked Charlie Kirk to make him the face of their crusade. You know, wow, Trump isn't even nearly as racist as people make him out to be. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
If he was, he would have never lasted in New York. He would have been shot dead years ago in New York, like 20, 30 years ago, if he was that racist that people make him out to be. He would have never had any business deals with anybody because let's face it, he did business with a lot of different people. Wasn't just white Americans.
I don't recall. I don't want to say this like this is a guarantee. If I'm mistaken, definitely let me know. But I don't recall of all the negative things they said about Trump. Racist was used.
No, but people synonymously say if you support Trump, you're a racist. And then you have the other people that if you support Trump, you're anti-gay. But if you remember back when Kyle Jenner?
Yeah.
When he transformed, Trump was the first one that said, she can come and use my bathroom in the White House anytime. We don't discriminate.
I've seen no. I mean, it's just I've seen no.
But what I'm saying is people have taken words, taken things. They did the same with Charlie. Charlie didn't say half of the shit the way that they placed the words to make it sound. They've taken bits and pieces. They put it together. They've taken halves and just put in that part. Like I said, they took a name. The guy's name was Chick, a Chink, and they made it sound like he was calling somebody, a racist term, and it wasn't even that. He was answering a question to another guy. What people do today, you're never gonna know truth, but a lot of it has just been hijacked for one side or the other.
Off the record, we're not recording anymore, right?
Who ended the episode?
Great, we're not recording anymore. Anyways, off the record. Remember, I said so. Like, I'm not saying that we're still recording. Anyways, remember I told you about my daughter's Social Security got cut down. I told you. Remember?
Yes.
Yes. I made a little phone call to Uncle Trump and say, like, man, what the fuck's going on here? Come on, this is Victor sitting here. We're boys, right? We're boys, and not only Harper got her money back, but she got extra on top of it for next month. So
again, it's not who you know, it's who you blow.
Oh shit, we were recording that? How many people heard that? Oh shit. I didn't want to seem I'm so big. I know Trump.
Again, folks, it's not who you know, it's who you blow.
Yeah.
And no, Vic did not blow Trump, but he probably banged some WWE mom who was a fan of Trump's WWE reign. And that's how the friendship began.
The trauma I have in my head right now, it can't be washed away by therapy.
I actually heard Trump does the same thing though and bangs WWE fans' moms. So I was wondering if you guys ever went on like adventures together.
If it's consensual, who the fuck cares?
I don't, but would you guys wear like safari gear and bang some mom? Like go like on like a safari or like on a hunt?
I would. Okay, yeah.
That would be a good skit, you know, going out all dressed in camouflage with like binoculars. You peek through a window, you see Raw on, then you peek through the other window and you see the mom, and
You
you're
know,
like, bingo.
this
And you
was
go over there, you knock on the door. One of you is dressed like the priest, pretend you're showing the good book of the Lord. You get in the house, you talk a little wrestling. Timmy's, over there watching the TV, and then bam, you just go with the mom.
this is what you say like each month or like in 2026. How many WWE moms will Victor Sin bang? And you put like the gambling line out, and you fucking have people gamble like what's the over under and shit like that. And each time I have it's like a cake, like a trophy.
Well, here's a personal question for you: who is more crazier, the WWE's fans' moms, or the people on Craigslist for dating?
The moms,
The moms are still more crazy. That's crazy.
the moms, because I've met
That's
some freaky women off the Craigslist.
well, yeah. We had one of them try to kill herself on the air.
That was off Craigslist.
Oh, where'd you meet her?
That was just someone I did fucking bang before, and fucking I got married.
Oh.
And
Was she that crazy before you got married?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it happened gradually, like over time.
not as crazy.
Well, you probably met her on Craigslist 20 years ago. You just don't remember.
No, I banged her sister.
Oh, well. Was their sister was their sister a fan?
I don't know if I would say a fan, but she watched the shows, and she was a mother.
See,
Oh,
it's a
Brooke-
long line of this, Vic. I
Brooke
think
was-
you've been
Brooke was
doing
my
this a very
greatest-
long time.
Brooke was my greatest fucking trophy. I swear to God. Anyways,
I mean, you said you lost your virginity at 19, 18?
20.
I'm trying to do the math. So you're 20. That would make me 18. You waited literally for the Attitude Era to make your move and strike all these fucking moms. So you've calculated this for like 40 years here. You waited to the peak of the Attitude Era when everything was sexualized, and then you start swoop down like a hawk, banging moms left and right.
In my world, my first official bang was a 67-year-old woman.
Yes, but that's John Cena's grandmother we're talking about. God damn it!
I understand that. God damn it.
But that's what I'm saying. You waited for the era, though. See, I bet you banged that lady because of May. I bet you banged that lady because of Mark Henry banging Mae Young.
No, because I would try to bang the granddaughter and just, fucking like.
But you got the idea from wrestling. Wrestling put it in your head.
The idea from wrestling.
You did. I bet you did.
Okay. I'm gonna Google this right now. Okay, we say I'm gonna say sexual chocolate era. Is that fair? When Mark Henry called himself sexual chocolate?
You were probably actually old. You were probably actually earlier than that, because that would have been 2001.
Yeah, and I'm talking about 98 here. Maybe 99.
So the height of DX,
Oh yeah, fucking DS was fucking.
the original innovation, any which way.
Yeah, the original was the best one.
It was.
Because I thought the second time around was too much, the suck it. The first time around was like placed better. It was just
Honestly, I didn't care too much to see X Pac over there.
yeah, it was just kind of like a.
And out of the two, I liked HBK better than Triple H. So when he got injured and out, I was just like, okay. Because he had the thing down pat where he would pretend he was sucking a dick, and now I know why he did it so good, because he was so well adversed at it in his world at WWE. Getting ahead by blowing.
When Triple H turned on DX and joined the corporation, that's when I bailed. Then I was like, okay, that's it. That's
Yeah, but I like the corporate ministry.
they were cool.
I like the Ministry of Darkness too, though.
It was cool seeing the Main Street Posse and Beamer.
The Mean Street Posse was fine. I was reading a story about today about them. They were actually all real like junior high friends. And Vince Russo actually had the idea to bring them all in for Shane to draw heat against a match against X-Pac, actually, for the European title.
European title.
Back when that was a thing. Which is funny. They wrestle more in Europe now than they did then, and they have a European title now.
I hope Sean Ross Sapp doesn't get heat for what he says. And he's a journalist. And we do.
Because
No,
Sapp
I-
has, because you know why Ross Sapp has sheep to follow him and we don't. We don't have one single follower of Vic that would take a bullet for us. But he does. They all came to his defense running like a fucking herd of fucking whatevers.
That was funny.
Somebody comes after you, fucking, it's either me or fucking nobody. Where's our fan base then? Where's our wrestling friends then? They stay and mind their own business. But God forbid somebody abuses them or steals their wallet or steals a piece of their merchandise at a show. We're supposed to stop what we're doing and spread the word and fucking hop on or cancel this one or cancel that one. Why?
Professional wrestling has broken my heart.
They want us to fucking, no, they dicked us around all year. They want us to talk about the guy that hit his girlfriend. Then they didn't want us to talk about it no more. Then they want us to talk about this. Then they didn't want it anymore. Oh, talk about that. Oh, don't do that.
And no matter what we say on the show, no matter what we say about, our point of view, whatever like that, who comes to the shows with a couple of ounces of weed on them and say, like, Mazel Tov, guys, who does that? I did that.
I mean, well, don't forget, I'm only in this just to gain attention and well, I would say probably,
But I just believe that we're all family. When they say we're all family,
we're all family, but I'm only in the wrestling world just to gain attention and credibility. I give you the money and it makes me credible now. No other reason. I just like to blow $5,000,
Yeah.
$6,000, $7,000.
Why not? It's just, especially with AI technology these days, you can just fucking take a main event somewhere and just voice over, the sponsor to VSW or.
At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter anymore because sponsor, don't sponsor, it's all the same.
But I was asking, is the technology out there to do that if you wanted to?
Do what?
Have your VSW podcast over a sponsor of a show, so you're not spending money down. Instead of you hear that other sponsor's name, you can with AI have it sound like you sponsored it, not them.
Post effect, yes. During show, I would need something just to talk over the fucking speakers. But I mean, if you're gonna go through all that trouble, you might as well just get and mess up the cards and just write all the matches sponsored by, and they're just gonna read off the cards because honestly, the ring announcers don't know who's sponsoring who unless people tell them and give them the card. The commentators don't know either unless somebody gives them the card. If they don't give them the card, they won't read it. They won't announce any sponsors.
Also, if we were really bad guys, we can also take, let's say, a Blitzkrieg.
You got a vial of crack in your hand?
Yeah, what?
I was just curious. I was watching this movie last night where this dude was like, it was a good horror movie. I actually really enjoyed it. It reminded me of Vermont kind of because they were like in a backwooded area, small neighborhood, small town, small diner,
Yeah,
kids working, kids gets fired, goes back later in the night. You see some people breaking in to this place. Um, and then there's all this shooting going on. And then it goes back to the story. And basically, this dude that got fired, he has a brother that's mentally challenged that also worked there. They end up leaving. He gets fired. He has no job. He has no money. He can't get his prescriptions. He ends up going to cop crack, smokes crack, ends up getting into a fight with the kids that got him fired because I guess there was a disturbance, kills them, takes their mask, goes back, and starts to terrorize the lady that fired him, which again, it's all in a small town, so like everybody knows everybody. They knew their parents, everybody. And like the night just kept going on and finally the girl freaks out and like pulls a knife and stabs somebody and she ends up stabbing the kid that was mentally ill. He dies. Now the brother's in a rampage, all cracked out. And everybody just starts getting killed one by one. And then the girl ends up actually surviving though and going. This is the craziest part of the end of the movie. Instead of her, she gets stabbed like 3 times by the killer. And we think she's dead. But the next morning, when she wakes up, you see her eyes open, and she removes these like big steaks from her like stomach. So she put like a row of steak around her. So like when the guy stabbed her, he stabbed into beef. She was working at a restaurant, but she did get one stab in the back, so she's bleeding out, but not crazy. Instead of her going to a hospital, going to the police, going anywhere, she ends up going to the guy's house and killing him. Does that, and then walks away and then collapses, and her father ends up picking her up, seeing her. And the only thing she says is "my baby," which she was pregnant, and I think she was gonna get rid of it. And but she said something like her father would kill her before getting rid of the baby. I don't know. But then it made me think when she said "my baby" was the father of that baby. It's very weird, but it was a good movie, and it reminded me because I seen the crack vial. But normally you don't see a modern.
I think vape cartridges.
Oh, I know, but I'm far away.
You say Anthony.
But normally in today's movies, in the 2000 era or 2020 era, any which way, you never really see anybody smoking crack in a movie. Mostly an 80s thing. Meth maybe, but not crack. This dude was smoking hard crack, like.
No, you
And
know what? You know what? It's time to quote me on quote me. Are you ready for this? Time to quote me. Yes, I am smoking crack. I am smoking a lot of crack. I smoked crack for years. I smoked crack because I had a belief. I had a belief of people in independent wrestling saying that it's all about family. We just contribute in one way or another. That I fucking believed in that.
Well, let me ask you something. Since you know so much about crack, let me ask you, why does crack get the bad rap when cocaine kind of gets glorified?
Cocaine in general than crack, but that's
But they're the same drug. Crack is this smokable form.
smoking form goes in your system in a different way.
Yeah, but why do people, treat it so dirty when it's still the same upper class, blue collar, white collar, whatever freaking drug?
Because it's the whole smoking. It's like the smoke. You think about smoke, what do you think about right away? Cigarettes. It's the connection right there.
Okay, I get that now. Yeah.
If you smell smoke, what's the first thing out like a public place? What the hell you think of first? Who's smoking? Oh, fireplace. Well, okay, hey, that's a fireplace.
Well, yeah. Now that I've quit cigarettes, for many years, and It's a different kind of like when you're smoking, you really don't smell it, but then when you quit, you smell it. Like when you smell it, it's like, oh, what the fuck?
It's time to say who is actually with us and who is not with us. No more sugar right now. What's today's date? Today's the
14th.
14th.
Tomorrow I'm supposed to get grams back. I can actually go back to a medical dispensary after 2 weeks.
That's good. Fucking.
Yeah, because the shit I've been buying hasn't really been doing it. I'll be honest with you. It's been kind of shitty. But even though normally I do really well at the rec places, but this late, like last 3 times at the rec place, I've had really shitty contents.
This fucking sucks.
Well,
But it's just you fucking believe it. Yes, we had disagreements. Yes, I mean, what fucking is marriage? Marriage is a bunch of disagreements, but you make it work. And just to think, oh, we can chisel this person, we can chisel that person, and you try to con a con man, and the con man caught you.
yeah, but we weren't ever trying to con anybody. That's the thing.
No, but it's known as, it's like you try to do things to someone that understands and, the underhandness and not just turn a blind eye to it. Yes, we talk about the WWE and what they're getting away with. I am sorry. It is news. It is journalism. It pays the bills.
But you talk negatively about it, Victor.
Yeah, it's, you know what? Then we talk about there's the term, I'd much rather be a villain than a hero because 5-1 wants to be a hero to like 10-1. It's like crazy double numbers.
Yeah, but all your heroes become villains anyways after you give it enough time. Look at Hogan.
I understand that, but when you're a kid, you're a young guy, you think about Iron Man, you think about fucking Deadpool and shit like that.
Wait till John Cena rapes fucking kids with cancer after he retires, and then everybody calls him the villain.
Oh, which that time, which is his, skeletons come out.
I don't like John Cena. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, with his skeletons, but it's just like we are doing what we are doing. We do. You want to say we're attention whores? Fine, we're attention whores. What do you think wrestling is? What do you think? Say, come to our show. What do you think that is?
I don't even beg people to watch our show. If they don't want to watch, they don't have to.
Yeah, I just once in a while to say, hey, we're on live. We know.
I was hoping people would be watching while rubbing their nipples, but I mean,
yeah, it's like fucking, just rub one out, take a shit while you watch the show. I don't care.
You know what? No, eat shit while taking a shit. I want people that are only in centipedes to watch this show. They must be the middle person in a human centipede to even watch this show. It's that exclusive.
That exclusive, and you said you had some toys to get rid of. if you check in, you get a raffle ticket, and I'm going to a drawing. Winner again.
Hey, but you have to be the middle person. I don't want any back end. I don't want the front person. I only want the middle. I want the middle of the centipede. I want the one eating and feeding.
It's fair.
It is fair. That's the one going through everything. The first person, he's just eating. The last person, it's that middle person that's got it going.
It's like, I'm sorry, but TNA wrestling is a fucking forest fire where they're dumpster fire.
It is. Look what they did with the Hardys. Okay, I'm sorry, but
the forest fire, and I would tell you what I just found out after you tell us the dumpster fire, after you tell us the forest fire.
Did you see what I was saying about the Hardys going too late, though?
I saw that. Now all of a sudden, certain people are coming out saying like, "No, we didn't give away thousands of tickets. That's impossible." If you're confident about these are your attendance numbers, you don't say shit. Whether it's true or not, you don't say shit.
WWE has never said anything but what they believe their numbers to be.
They've always posted about the numbers. When people say that's not true,
They don't care. They just keep
counter.
going with
They
it.
don't counter. The fucking Chael Sonnen came out and said Shawn Michaels sucked dick to get ahead.
He
No
didn't
one
even.
came out.
Nope, he didn't come out.
No one came out. So right there, it kind of kills until if someone came out and said, no, he didn't, then you think to yourself,
Why are you so defensive?
why are you so defensive? So now everyone TNA is going like, and Sky's come on a couple of times. and said,
Listen,
yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I've never seen so many paid ads for TNA on wrestling shows than I have seen from TNA paid ads. Like, I mean, I don't even see WWE that many WWE ads compared to the TNA ads that I've been seeing as of late. A, pushing that Hardy's match. B, pushing TNA in my area too. TNA being the next wrestling. All this stuff. I've seen at least 5 ads running through my ad feeds constantly.
except this is one thing I would give TNA, one thing, and I would give WWE with the whole Vision twist with Braun Breaker spearing Seth Rollins. I didn't see that coming. Applause.
The only thing I'll give.
The other thing was Alicia Edwards taking that bump at Bounds of Glory. Like she took like was it like a choke slam? Slam, but it was like both hands, choke slam, like slam on some thumbtacks.
Well, I mean, Alicia's a good wrestler. I've seen her wrestle many, many a times locally. Her and Eddie, they're both very good.
But I give credit. I mean, I gotta give that was a hell of a.
Yeah, but that's more of her than the promotion. You could have done that in Chaotic.
I'm just giving fucking credit where credit's due. I'm just saying to the wrestler. I didn't say good job TNA Wrestling for allowing Alicia Edwards. I'm just saying from TNA Wrestling, Alicia Edwards.
Oh, I'll be honest with you. I'm very. I don't like the way TNA is going. I was a fan of TNA wrestling for many years. I enjoyed TNA wrestling, even like after in the pandemic era when WWE released all these people, TNA scooped up a bunch like the Good Brothers and shit. I thought that was one of their better shows. TNA for me was doing the right things, moving in all the right directions, getting the right names. Until they started to really honestly collab with WWE, and WWE did the same thing that they're doing with all the other promotions. They're taking them, bringing them in, teaching them, but they're also strangling them, choking them.
From what I understand, sometimes you see the news, like a hurricane from off the Broads coming to hit Florida, and it's not going to affect you, but you still pay attention about words like Category 1, 2, whatever.
Yeah.
KTB Media has told me from abroad that the president at TNA Wrestling believes that he's bigger than WWE and is causing friction between the partnership. Now,
isn't that what Dixie Carter's issue was?
But people can say like, "Oh, that's bullshit," or whatever like that. Look at what's his name? I cannot think of his name off the top of my head, but Scott. He was the head of TNA for the longest time. That brought it about from the Dark Ages. And then he got fired out of nowhere. Scott Bedard.
Oh, Scott.
You know what I'm thinking they're talking about? He was
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he got fired. And when that happened, because TNA had new ownership, they didn't like what he was taking the company. You're gone. Look at us now. It's just.
Well, who's the owner now?
Fucking like Atlantic or fucking Enterprises or some shit like that. Some company.
That's as far as I know. Whatever happened to John Callis?
I mean, he's jumped ship to AEW.
But wasn't he owner at one point of part ownership or management?
One point, yeah, management.
But he just left.
Yep.
I know Dixie Carter was in control for a bit, and people either hated her or loved her. I mean, I saw her as impossible. She did okay. I mean, you got to remember, people in TNA has had its ups and downs. You've had eras of Hogan. You've had eras of freaking 8-sided rings. You've had eras of all sorts of different ways. They've gone through many changes. Impact to TNA and back and forth.
It's like TNA wrestling. This is why I hope. I don't know. This is like a fucking wrestling thing. I hope this is not. If you saw, let's say you saw the match was like between Focus A versus Focus B, championship on the line. They were supposed to fight. This other team was supposed to get involved, interfere, and shit like that. That was the storyline. Let's say during the match, you try to realize this is a fucking like classic battle. This is fucking like you did not think these two guys would get flow so well. This is like a fucking like 5-star match.
Yeah.
Would you not alter the ending of the match because you want to say like you want to keep it as a classic, not just a ending where people don't remember because it was so fucking bad. Even the WWE marked podcasters were going like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, you would change it to make it fit where it's going.
Like,
That's the whole point of wrestling. You're supposed to read the crowd and you're supposed to work with it.
It was just like, yeah, Dark State came in and interfered in the X Division title match. No, Dark State just was just pissed off and just decided to come in the match. That's what it was. It was just like he had to put him somewhere. It was like that was a fucking. And I was watching the highlights and I was like, this is actually a good fucking match. And you know I'm an anti WWE TNA guy. It's like I was giving props.
I mean, there's been good matches in TNA. There's been good matches in WWE. It's not so much the matches; it's just everything that gets involved with it, or, like you said, an ending or a beginning or something else that just doesn't make sense. And these things just that's what you remember. So it takes away from the actual whole match, or they drop the ball on matches, like AJ Styles and Nakamura. I think they never gave them a good match in WWE.
No.
They actually Nakamura could have had an amazing match. I don't think he had very many good ones.
To be fair with the, I think it's just American wrestling. That's just all it is, not just WWE. Because Omega Ospreay had outstanding, or even Okada Omega in Japan classics. Then they brought it to America, to AEW, and what happened? There was outside interference that determined the outcome of the match.
Well, yeah, because we get more showmanship and rather than less sportsmanship. But WWE did something even different. I think they ruined the character of Nakamura.
Oh yeah, you cannot look at what I'm saying.
And I mean that's different than not having a good match. That's just ruining a fucking character. But they kind of ruined AJ. I mean, they've had to bring him back and forth so many times.
Like Nakamura just made his return to the WWE as the original Nakamura, and just like what happened to Sith Nakamura? What's going on? And just like fucking.
And I mean, in the beginning, they built him up. He had the music. He had all the people. Sometimes a live band coming out. Like he brought the excitement. They just dropped the ball. I don't know. I think this episode is going to be continued to tomorrow night where we finally figure out who is with us and who is not. It's a 2-part episode. Tomorrow night we're making phone calls. I don't care.
I think tonight we were going to have like an all scale out plan of war, and we just got too stoned and just like.
Pretty much. But tomorrow that plan will be executed. People are getting calls. I'm calling people on the air myself. I don't care. If they're not listening to us, I want to know why. And if they don't like us, why? What are we doing? What did we do to you? Did we not spend enough? Did we not buy enough t-shirts? Did Vic not buy the right 8x10? Because if he didn't, they should have told him which one to buy.
I'm fucking saying right off the bat what's going on. Enough of the sugarcoating shit. And I'll give a straight out one of the people's name on the list that we're talking about here, and that's Johnny Pierce.
We already mentioned it. I already said it.
Like someone talked to him. Someone talked to him. Someone told him to disassociate yourself.
Okay, fine then. Okay, you want to just stop the sugarcoat? Name. There's two suspects that could have only had that much power in New England to tell someone to not come on your show or our show, whatever. That'd be Randy Carver Jr. or fucking Jeremy O'Leary. Either one of those two people from, you know, from Blitzkrieg or from Limitless would have that much power. And those are the only people that you've stepped on toes in recent 2 years that would warrant anything like this. And more so Randy than Jeremy, because I don't believe Jeremy even listens to you. I believe he's just ignored you.
Hey, I got to tell you one thing about Jeremy. And this is Jeremy. This is my business proposal. And if you talk to Jeremy next time, let him know this, okay? Because I'm once again telling you that there's a difference between experiences and business. I mean, it's like you had a bad experience. I saw a bad WWE show. Doesn't mean I'm not going to watch another WWE show. It's just that one sucked. That one time, I was taking advantage of. Okay, we're cool. Am I cool with finishing it? Yes. Okay. Who was the one that can fucking try to get robbed from? Me, because of a fucking sponsorship. But anyways.
I don't think it was Jeremy. I think it had more to do with Maine because you mentioned him. He was irate when he found out about he was bullshit. He was pissed.
Yeah, but
he just kept asking me. So let me get this straight. These are the facts. This is what is being said and so forth. He kept like asking me, trying to like get me to change my answers. And then finally he just ghosted me. So like whatever. I mean, again, these are people that I've spent good money on because I believed in them, not because I was trying to get ahead anywhere, because I believed in them and I believed in their product. And just to spit in people's faces because why?
Yeah.
The money stopped. The money stopped. If the money was still going, it wouldn't even be an issue.
That's what
That's
it's
the
about.
problem.
Money. It's about money and width. And I am asking right now, getting the bottom line right now with Jeremy.
I don't think it was him. I just don't. Every time I talk to Jeremy,
I never think it's him either. But I'm just saying right now, this is a business proposal. This is like a flashing breaking news business proposal. Blah 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 blah. No one in Brattleboro or Southern Vermont knew about the Blitzkrieg show that recently happened. Your reach is not that far. If you need help, let me know. We can work something out. But I was just like, from a promotion that, every time you took, because you were in Brattleboro, you turn around and you see something no matter what from Blitzkrieg. Now all of a sudden you're starting having stealth shows underneath the Windham County Eye.
I mean, did anybody even know about the World of Hurt besides you?
Word of Hurt, there was some a little buzz around. I think it could have been from them. But Blitzkrieg, I had no fucking clue about anything about Blitzkrieg in the independent scene around here. Nothing.
You've been shut off. You've been cut off in Vermont.
No, it's not being
no
cut
Blitzkrieg for you.
No, it's not being cut off. It's just like it's not popping up in my.
That's because they posted with you being excluded. Do not let Victor Sin see the post.
No, it's funny.
Everybody accept. Friends accept.
It's funny. Yeah, I put that through the test with another profile. And same thing. Same results.
Yeah, they know your profiles.
They don't know this. They don't know the other one.
But again, maybe you're not. But you know what? Maybe they decided that Southern Vermont is not the demo for them because you guys all don't have a lot of money to be spending on wrestling.
Oh, you picked a fucking Columbus Day weekend.
I mean, I wouldn't have done that, but I mean, in general, would you say your average person will spend $40 to $50 on merch? Probably, maybe. I don't know if you have that big of a fan base.
Yeah, but do you have that big of a fan? Can you promote something? Can you fucking have someone that says, you know what? How much is if I decided to put like $150 down to bring Versace Stone to come down here to do like a fucking promotion type thing, we go to fucking like the outlet, we go to fucking bars, we fucking go where Victor Sin would go to promote the show. I get
I mean,
promotion.
there's definitely things you can do to get the clientele. There's all sorts of things you can do. I mean, even going to a local bar and doing wrestling trivia, even if it's not Blitzkrieg, you do wrestling trivia. You give out you give out pairs of tickets to the show. So you get your wrestling fans that come in there that know WWE, and you give them tickets to the indie show when they win. There's plenty of ways of getting involved, but
I mean, the
maybe they
real
just don't
quick
want to. I honestly don't know the inner work. I stopped talking. Well, they stopped talking. Everybody stopped talking to me. I'm no longer in anybody's inner circle.
real quick fucking side story before we go. Have you ever seen the movie Casino?
Yeah.
Joe Pesci in Casino?
Oh yeah.
I'm like you're Joe Pesci, even though I have such a shitty death. But I'm someone that doesn't give a fuck. Before when we had Wrestle War, and with Alex, the pocket, we used to think about ways how to promote, and I was like, you used to always see the homeless at the fucking like islands and shit like that in Portland, Maine. I was like, I'll just fucking have a sign saying like, "How can you support Wrestle War?" 207. And of course, everyone just like kind of chuckled at it, like yeah, until they fucking saw me with fucking the boards. Just say like I was gonna fucking do it. Legit do it.
I don't see anything wrong with that. It's fucking brilliant.
But I got called. You can't do that because it's fucking insulting the homeless. Blah blah blah.
No, you're not. First of all, you're not insulting the homeless. The homeless have no rights to be there any more than you have a right to be there.
But I fucking had no issues at all.
I would do that now. If you said, "Hey, I'm going to go out here and hold up signs saying honk to support sinners and saints," I'd say go do it.
And people might be wondering.
I would even buy you if you said, "I want to be a saint," I'd even buy you an angel outfit or a devil outfit, depending on what you wanted to be. Not put you in the corner.
Why would I fucking bring something like that up right now? Because in fucking downtown Brattleboro, off exit 3, the island, at Hannaford's, you'll see it when you fucking get if you ever come down, you'll understand what I'm telling you about. There was a fucking person with a fucking white cardboard poster board. Okay, they just fucking bought it. Okay, a cue card. I fucking like Jimmy Fallon. That said, like, I'll help, 2 children, blah, 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 blah. And I looked at them like, if you're homeless, why would you have something that fucking white, that fucking shiny? Wouldn't it fucking be dirty? Would you look dirty? You don't look dirty. It's like I've seen the homeless people population in fucking
Because
Portland.
not all homeless people are dirty, Vic. You can be homeless and live in a shelter.
Live in a shelter. What shelters does fucking Brattleboro, Vermont have? Not many. We had one. Some volunteer worker got attacked by an axe and got killed by someone. That's fact. I am sorry.
Oh, I don't know. Around here, we have a lot of shelters, so it's like you can be homeless during the day pedaling, but you're gonna go home and sleep at night and take a shower and shit. But I always wondered that, not for nothing, and I don't mean to down homeless people or anybody, but if you see a family or you see a guy and a girl sitting there all day long, and they're young enough, and they look able-bodied, and they're like, "Am hungry, need fucking food, money for food," like, aren't they able to do these like day labor jobs? I mean, I remember my ex-girlfriend from Cali came in. She had no money. She went to day labor. She worked for like 8 hours or 10 hours a day for $12 an hour, and she got paid at the end of the day. Yeah, she had to move furniture and do shitty shit, but she took the job and got paid.
Here's a question though: like, if you're saying like you need money for food, if you gave food instead of money, why the fuck would you care if you need money for food?
If you gave them what?
Like, let's say, because you see them out like at Hannaford's, you see them at the end of McDonald's, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've been like, I've seen it one time actually happen, and I've heard multiple reports. Someone will buy like an extra Big Mac or extra, something for the
Because
whole.
they don't want the food. Half of the time, if you give them the food, they'll probably throw it back at you. They want the money because they're just gonna leave there. They're going to either get drugs, drinks, alcohol, or whatever.
It's like, why can't you be blessed of what you have? It's like fucking.
Because either that or they don't actually need it. They have money and they're just grifters.
Jesus Christ! I mean, you.
I mean, I've seen stories where people, I've actually seen it. People will be all dirty. Then at the end of the day, you see them and they're walking away and they're going into their, $75,000 car and driving away. And tomorrow they fucking dress up and do it all over again.
It's like, why I've been going through all this year. And
But you even need to do that anymore? Can't you just do it here? Can't you just say, here's my Venmo? Can't you just do that on any social media platform? Set up a little island to fucking pay me, I need this, pay me, I need that.
who, me?
Anybody.
These days, people feel like they're entitled to.
That's what I'm saying. Why do these people even go on the street in the hot? Why aren't they just sitting in the library on fucking social media fucking scamming people for Venmo money? Wouldn't that be quicker? Or better yet, OnlyFans. I mean, not for nothing. If you're an able-bodied girl out there looking for fucking guys to give you $2 on the fucking freeway, why don't you just show your tits for 10 on OnlyFans?
Trust me, I looked at the stats of a guy doing OnlyFans.
I'm not talking about guys. I'm talking about the homeless women I see.
Oh, the homeless women? Fucking A, it's like, Jesus Christ, have someone like me, fucking, or us, give you a fucking opportunity, and, we don't, until you start making money, we don't make money. Until then, we're just twiddling our dicks,
But it is what it is. But yes, I think this episode will be continued tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be making phone calls. Maybe even calling Johnny Piz. He has some issues. Maybe he should come online and talk about them instead of just cute messages. But there's a few other people I want to check in on too, because I haven't heard from them. But who knows? Maybe we offended them,
Man,
or maybe they've been talked to too.
Maybe we should just fucking call it to say, like, tag them, say, like, these are the list of people you are required for your presence as sinners and saints.
Yeah. We don't force anything. We'll just call you on surprise. Be on standby, folks.
No, it's just like, call you, so we're just Death Star over that fucking dwarf planet. Just aiming. That's all.
Yeah. Well, till tomorrow, folks.
The Jedi's not going to save your ass this time, motherfucker.
Tomorrow's hump day, so at least we know someone's getting fucked. It'll be a good day, I promise. But until then, we are out.